here we are. So I've put the chart on 0 Aries here so that I don't mix you up, so you can see how the chart is normally and where the planets are. For those of you that are more familiar with the astrology and you know what your rising is, logically you would have your rising here. So today's the 6th of October, as you could see. I just wanted to show you what's going on generally in the astrology. As you could see, the moon is in Gemini, right? So it's very chattery. Remember, the moon is our emotions. The moon is heading towards the north node of the moon. So this could mean very likely that in the next couple of days, let's say, that there could be some sort of communication or understanding or some sort of collaboration that has got to do with fated connections. Gemini is the twin. It could be a decision that's necessary, a decision that involves your emotional self, things that make you happy or not. Now, what I see here, and what's most important, everyone, is that Pluto, a couple of days ago, so well, this is, as you can see, it's in the time of Greece that I'm doing this reading. So a couple of days ago, if it's the 6th, let's say on the 4th, Pluto moved direct. As you can see, Pluto in Capricorn right here. It stationed and started moving direct. Saturn has moved direct about a week ago, and Jupiter before that. So we've got the three difficult, I don't want to say they're all, I mean, we know that Pluto and Saturn are very karmic and very transformative and very much about doing the work. Jupiter brings in the expansion, growth, the blessings, but Jupiter is not happy in Capricorn, so it expands on the difficult energies. That's why I said that Jupiter is difficult here, especially having Aries right conjunct Jupiter. Aries is the goddess of war and discord. So all this energy here in Capricorn is somewhat challenging us, challenging the moon here. As you can see, this is a difficult aspect here, a difficult connection to the moon. So, of course, the moon moves very quickly, so that's a quick disappointment, let's say, or something quick that may be hard for you today as we're doing this this reading. Now, the sun is still in Libra, as you could see here. So the sun is trying to bring in balance. It's all about listening to both sides, trying to bring in the harmony. Remember that Libra is ruled by Venus. Now, Venus has moved into Virgo a few days ago. So it doesn't like being in Virgo. It's in its full position, but, you know, it's just a little bit more, can I use the word stingy? So when Venus was transiting Leo, Leo is very extravagant, very generous. In Virgo, because Virgo is very grounded, Virgo plans for the future. Virgo is very careful. So where purchases are concerned, where love is concerned, someone is looking at the details. Remember, the Hermit is in the tarot looking for the answers before. The Hermit is a number 9 before the Wheel of Fortune, which is a 10. So abundant changes coming through, but we're being very practical, looking at the details now, getting ready, like preparing to come out. And remember that the Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarius, so it's again fire, taking the action. Here it's like we're being careful, we're looking at everything, trying to make sure that everything is pure, it's the work has been done, blah, 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 before we can bring in either the love or start that project or communicate our love. Remember, we're the Hermit right now. So also Uranus here. Uranus is still transiting retrograde through the sign of Taurus. It is together with Black Moon Lilith. And Black Moon Lilith is not easy. Now, what I need to tell you, the most important thing now in a day or so is that Mercury, which rules Gemini and rules Virgo, Mercury is in the sign of Scorpio. Mercury is moving through its shadow phase, and therefore what the shadow phase says is that the degrees it's moving on now, the degrees it's touching on, these degrees will be revisited because Mercury will be retrograding on the 14th of October. It will be retrograding all the way back to the 25th degree of Libra, where it will station to move direct. So relationships, Libra is relationships of all sorts. Scorpio is getting down and dirty, getting into that Plutonian energy. Pluto is things that are hidden. It's connecting on a very deep level, physically, emotionally. Remember that Scorpio is also the occult. So things that were dark, scary, Scorpio can be very frightening, will be coming up to the surface. Remember that Mercury is the messenger of the gods, and he goes down into the Plutonian area, he goes down to Hades, and he brings up the messages to the people. So therefore he's fishing around now, he's doing his homework, looking to see what's been dark, what's been frightening, what's been hidden. Remember that Scorpio and Taurus, this axis is also the money axis. So things to do with money. So we've got Mercury right across in an opposition to Uranus, which can be shocking, it can be rebellion, it can be innovative. So this is fluctuations where Scorpio is intimacy, it rules the sexual organs. Shocking messages, communication to do with commitments, Scorpio. Money, values, Taurus. Okay, so this can be surprising news that can be quite shocking at first, but then it could work out to your favor, let's say. So let's not say that Mercury opposite, because an opposition is not easy. It's like a tug of war. Okay, it's like pulling and pushing. So the news can be quite shocking, but it can also be quite remember that Uranus is also freedom, so it can be quite freeing. This could be messages that come through to free you from anything that you've been worried about, frightened to even communicate. We've got Juno here as well, the asteroid of commitments and relationships. So that's got a lot to do with, what Mercury is working on now, because he's in his shadows phase. Therefore, there will be a lot of things that will come to the surface that we will be communicating and seeing. So in a couple of days, we've also got Venus, which is in a funny aspect to Chiron. Now, it's not showing up here. It's an in conjunction, which means work needs to be done. So anything to do with, remember that Virgo is also the house of health. Chiron is health as well. It's either an open wound or some sort of healing. So work is being done. I want to also mention that anything to do with this coronavirus, remember that Virgo is the house of healing. I do feel that something will come through. Good news can come through because Uranus is also science. It's technology. It's humanity. It's the people, right? So, and Scorpio can mean medicine. So I do feel that we can have good news, revelation on any sort of healing that can come through. And I'm not talking about an injection in particular, I'm speaking about other forms of natural healing, because Virgo is natural, it's pure. It's not an injection, which is, it's something that's been formulated by humans, right? and it's something not pure, not natural. So that's why I feel that this could be a revelation where natural healing, holistic healing can be concerned. Now, Mars is still retrograding here in the sign of Aries. It's at 23 degrees, so it's still in a very strong square to these big players here. Now, remember that this brigade is moving direct now. So it's all systems go. Whatever has been going on in the past 6 months with these big players retrograding, it's like now it's all systems go. Remember that the sun in Libra, the sun is healing, it's clarity, it's the king, it's taking charge, it's Leo. Leo is love, it's risk taking, it's creation, it's children. Something is being born now. So the work is being done. A square is all about turning a corner. Now, the difficulty here with Eris, she could be someone that is rebelling. Remember, Eris is the goddess of discord and war. The fact that these big players are moving direct now, but also with the pressure of Mars, I just wanted to mention that the next few days, and stay tuned as I'm going to be talking more than likely in the next few days about the next few difficult days that we need to look out for. Make sure that you're tuned in, press on that notification bell if you have not, so that you could know what's going on. There is a lot of pressure here. There is a lot. And we know that Pluto can be the masses, Saturn can be the general, it's the governments, it's the banks, and Jupiter expands on all these difficult energies here with Mars. Mars is the warrior, it's the god of war, okay? So as I've been saying to all of you, do not push when the door is closed. Take a step back, take a deep breath, and know that whatever you're trying to manifest, it's not the time now. Saturn is the lord of karma and timing. Okay. Also, the shocking revelation here, surprising, could be a good surprise for others of you. It can go either way. We've got Black Moon Lilith, which is difficult. She is the nasty, the gnarly, feminine energies. She's like a dark Venus, so that you can understand what she's all about. Black Moon Lilith can be really tough because she's on the rebound. I've seen people having transits with Black Moon Lilith and they've lost their marbles. So try and take a step back, take a deep breath, and know that healing will come through. And why am I saying this? We've got Hygeia here, which in Greek is called Ea. So this is the asteroid of health. Now, the scientists are going to vote to see if Hygeia can be classified as a dwarf planet, as we've had pictures come through that she is very much like a planet, and she's all about health. Now, she's transiting Leo. Remember, we had the Strength card, which is the card of Leo. It's the card of trust, okay? It's the card of courage. It's the card of generosity and children, childbirth. So something being birthed where health is concerned. It is a beautiful connection to Chiron, healing that open wound, okay? The wound of, I'm not an individual. Aries is the individual. We need to work together as a team, as a collective energy right now. The world needs to stick together as the challenges are here for the next couple of months. Now, the positive is that Jupiter again is sextiling Neptune. This could mean spiritual healing, unconditional healing. Remember, through love, we're all as one, which is Neptune in Pisces. And the fact that Jupiter is now moving direct as he's stationed at the 17th degree, right? And the new moon in Virgo, if you remember, on the 9th, I think it was on the 9th of September. No, it was on the 17th. Yeah, on the 17th. On the 19th, we had the Sun trine Jupiter, which is supposedly the most positive time of the year. But on the 17th of the month, Jupiter had, of the month of September, the time of Virgo, we had Jupiter stationed to turn direct at the 17th degree, right? So, new moon in Virgo, remember, Virgo is health, okay? And it's interesting that Venus is coming up to the degree of that 17th degree, which was in a trine to Jupiter, that new moon. So that'll be really interesting. Once Venus gets to the 17th degree, I feel that we're going to have the information about what's going on really in a practical way. Remember, Virgo is practical, it's reality. So yes, Jupiter has moved away now from the 17th degree. Again, very positive Neptune sextile Jupiter, and especially the fact that Jupiter is moving direct, as yes, for some of us, because this sextile has taken place a couple of times this year, but there were retrogrades. Now Jupiter is moving direct. So in the past, maybe that was too much optimism, where that positive or that over positivity, that bubble burst. So there was a disappointment. Now it's different as Jupiter is moving direct. Now, last thing I think is that I need to point out to you here, we've got Hygeia in a square. This is a T square. This configuration here is called a T square. So it's got to do with health, generosity, a birthing, okay, creating something to do with health. The work is being done. Mercury, remember, retrieving things that have been hidden. Remember that Scorpio is also that snake. It's anything to do with medicine, because the snake, why I'm mentioning the snake, remember that in the Lenormand, we've got that snake, which can mean medicine. It can speak of difficulty. It can speak of fear. It can speak of death, right? So there is a healing quality to Mercury transiting through Scorpio. So the work is being done. Some form of medicine is being found, created, as we've got the opposition to Uranus, which is science. It's being the maverick, doing things in a different way. Okay, it's that crazy scientist which comes across, discovers something that has got to do with health, something that will bring a collective form of healing. Remember, Chiron, trine, Hygeia. So we've also got Venus sextiling Juno and Mercury. So any conversations, information that comes through will provide you with some form of indication that maybe through taking the initiative, remember Virgo is, we provide a service. So doing the work, so therefore we can bring in the healing, the togetherness, and the commitments that have been going through some sort of transformation. And remember that Scorpio is also commitments, so sharing on a very deep level. So yes, doing the work, the energies, the helpful energies are there. Sextile says you've got to move your hands. You have to do something about it. You have to send out that message. If this is your own personal journey and your situation. Now, Venus is also coming up to the, wow, so in the next few days, yes. So in about 4 days, we're having Venus trining over to Uranus. So I will be back to talk to you more on this. Okay, I don't want to go into any more as this video is getting very long. this is an indication of what's going on, people, in the sky. And remember that it's a very serious time. It's a very important time. So we have to understand what energies we're working with. I would love to hear your comments on what you got from this reading, and what, if you enjoyed it, obviously, and if you prefer this style of reading the chart and looking at the stars. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time. And I'd love to hear your comments. As I said, please share this video if you can. And I will be back with more tomorrow, as I want to go into the details, a few more details about what's going on, because in about 3 days we're having again Pluto and Mars meeting exact. So, all right, everyone, love and light, many blessings. Talk to you tomorrow.